Hi everyone, Dr. Lisa here, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite topics, and that is chakra healing. So I first became familiar with chakras in my personal journey with uterine fibroids. I wanted a tool that was going to help me delve a little bit deeper into the cause and the treatment of something that is kind of still unknown by the Western community. And so, in reading a book by Dr. Kristen Northrup, Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, she mentions the second chakra a lot as it relates to the gynecological system. So that began my first sort of like peek inside into the chakra world. So chakras date back to their relationship with Indian medicine, ancient Indian medicine. And you don't find it so widely talked about today. Dr. Oz mentions it quite a bit actually on his show. And you might find a holistic practitioner here or there, especially in yoga, that may share the information with you and share it as a healing tool or a tool for enlightenment about your life and about your body. And so today, what I'm going to tell you about is how I use it in my practice and three things that I really want you to get from chakras. I'm not going to go through the basics of chakras in this video because there's just so much, and that's like a whole series of informational videos on its alone. But you can definitely go to my website at www.drlisaupshaw.com, and in the search box type in chakras, and I have some basic information there, and I have some blogs that have been written that are geared around specific chakras. And so just really quick, I will tell you that there are 7 main chakras. And the reason why I use them in my practice is because I, of course, get people that have body pains, neck, back, shoulder. I also have people that have chronic constipation or immune system challenges or constant headaches or infertility or fibroids and so on and so forth. So I get people that have such a wide array of symptoms because I'm always the person that people come to when no one else can figure out what's wrong. And that's fine. I love it. I'm happy. I love a challenge, and it's like playing investigator. Um, but what I like to share with my patients is that a physical symptom is never as simple as it just being a physical symptom. Usually there are imbalances in the life happening, whether it be mental and emotional or spiritual, that are impacting the physical body. And so in order for, I feel, me to do justice in my patients' healing, I have to just give them a prompt to start to think about other stressors in their life that may be impacting their health. And of course, if something is warranted, then I refer to the appropriate licensed professional. If it requires a deeper processing, that I definitely do that. But I like to at least ignite that thought so that if you have the same chronic condition that keeps coming back, and according to Western medicine, you're totally fine, but you just feel off or you feel wrong, then you have to start looking at, whether or not you're happy at work, whether or not you have resolved those issues you have with your mother or father. If you have some trauma that happened as a child that still needs to be worked through, maybe, you have this passion inside of you that no one else believes in, and so you kind of squashed it internally, but you still feel the urge to let it out and share it with the world. There are so many possibilities of internal imbalance that could go into having a blocked chakra. Each chakra deals with a different sort of rites of passage, or, for lack of a better word, life process. So, for example, the first chakra deals with your home base, your foundation, all your basic needs being met. The second chakra deals with interpersonal relationships, work, passion, pleasure, creativity, art. The third chakra deals with your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-assuredness, your ability to stand in your own power. The fourth chakra deals with compassion, forgiveness, self-love. The fifth chakra deals with communication and expression, hearing others and also feeling like you're being heard. The sixth chakra deals with being able to see the unseen, being able to see a way out of what seems like there's no way, being creative, being imaginative. And then the seventh chakra deals with your divine connection with spirit. And these are just the seven main chakras. There are more, but I'm just referring to these at this time. They also each correlate with a physical part of the body. Also an endocrine gland, so that may be like ovaries or your adrenals, your pancreas, your thymus gland, so on and so forth. The thyroid gland, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland. So they each deal with a gland. And there are many more factors actually that correlate with chakras, such as color, note, food. There's quite a list of them. Like I said, I'm not going to go too far into it now because it's a whole process and lecture in itself, but I love all of it. So the three things that I really want you to get from this video and understanding about chakras and your health is number one, which I just mentioned, and that's that physical health and challenges, chronic conditions are never really just as simple as them being solely a physical problem, unless you've had trauma and it's just you're dealing with the trauma of that situation, like you were in a car accident, got hit by a baseball, something like that. But then you have to take into account the stress that comes with that debilitating process that you're now in because you're healing. So there's so much that goes into your physical health. So please pay attention to what's going on in your life around you. The second point that I want to come to is balance. And I talk about this a lot in my videos. And it just goes back to understanding that we're not just machines and we're not robots. And that we have to take the time to have the yin and the yang, the yin and the yang balance within. So if you're working really hard, you have to also rest. If you're resting really hard, you also have to work. If you're talking a lot, you also have to listen. If you are giving a lot, you also have to receive. And the list goes on. So balance is very key. And the third point that I want to bring about is how I relate chakras to nutrition. And this is something that I do in my practice as well. So if I mentioned that the chakras each have an endocrine gland that they're related to, and when talking to my patients in their initial visits during their history part of the exam, and they're alluding to the fact that maybe they are not happy in their relationship or they are really insecure about something, then oftentimes I will look at their symptoms that relate to that endocrine gland. So for example, if they're feeling, powerless, insecure, not self-assured, don't know their worth, then I will look at the digestive system. I will look at the pancreas, how they're responding to sugar. They have intense cravings, and so on and so forth. If it's, for example, like they're feeling stifled creatively, or they feel like nobody believes in their passion, then I will look at the reproductive system. If they're unhappy with work, I'll look at the reproductive system. If they're dealing with the trauma from the past with regards to their sexuality, then I'll look at the reproductive system and the symptoms currently. So now considering nutrition, when it comes to supplements I recommend or food that I recommend, oftentimes I will recommend products that nurture those areas. And usually it's very clear and obvious, but there's a method to all of it and there's a purpose for it. So anytime you're looking into adding something into your life, you want to try to make it as specific and customized to you as possible. And that's what I do with the chakras. And it just kind of creates a beautiful picture where before it may have seemed like things were disconjoined and maybe didn't make sense in terms of like, why do I have these crazy headaches that I've had for all these years? But then you look at whether or not you're sleeping and you're getting rest and you're shutting off your brain. Is your pineal gland, are you honoring your rest cycle and your sleep cycle? So you want to start to just think of your body as a little universe. And that's what I'd like for you to take away from this. To just think in terms of holistic healing as your absolute key to better improving your health. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit longer than my usual ones, but this is one of my favorite topics. I've shared a little bit about chakras, a little bit about your total health, balance, and nutrition. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can find me at www.drlisaupshaw.com. You can find more chakra information on my website if you click search. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.